is no surprise that every day the world is continuing to become more and more polluted. People sit back and watch the effect take place, saying that they cannot do anything. But they can. Something as simple as eating locally grown foods drastically changes the environment. It prevents the need to haul foods across the world in large trucks then burn fossil fuels, ultimately damaging the Earth's atmosphere. Not only does purchasing the chemical-filled preserved food lead to environmental deterioration, it also harms the person consuming it. Putting the pesticide-filled food in one's body can hurt the consumer's immune system and cause diseases, disorders, and in large quantities of consumption, cancer. Fresh produce from local farms ultimately tastes better. They are fresh and bring more color to a plate. Sustainable foods are, most importantly, healthy, consisting of greens, fruits, meats, and dairy, essentials for a healthy diet. These foods are not only local, but they are low-cal. Eating low-calorie foods is important to living a long and healthy life. They have been proven through many recent tests to improve longevity by 40%. The foods can also be a mood booster and enhance productivity by supporting one's body with essential vitamins as well as nutrients. Avoiding lethargicness and fuel loss, eating healthy can improve production by 66%. Not only do the foods that help your body function, they help it thrive as well by combating diseases. Diabetes, depression, cancer. Those are just some of the many conditions that can be prevented by eating healthy. Maintaining healthy eating habits is important and brings self-esteem no matter how much you weigh. Sure, eating sustainable foods help your health and the world's, but they also bring people together. Whether you're cooking as a family or meeting friends at a local farmer's market, eating healthy and taking time to take care of your body are essential. In order to help the earth and your own body, eating local and low-cal is the way to go. Today, as you can see, it's getting dark out, so we're gonna make a dinner. And for dinner, we're serving up a nice Middle Eastern dish. This is typical Mediterranean food here. We're gonna do falafel with a onion and avocado salad. Okay, so let's get started. We're using ingredients again from our Green City market trip, which was amazing, and everybody there was so nice, and all fresh food from Chicago, locally grown. So let's start our first part of this. So you want to preheat your oven to 375, and you're going to cook for around 15 minutes. But before that, we need to get what we're going to cook. So we're going to add all our herbs, which is our parsley, our sprouts, and our mint into our food processor. And we're going to pulse these, but put them in. And that's roughly 12 sprigs of each of your herbs and a hearty dealing of sprouts. Okay, and then we're gonna add some pistachios. You want about a half cup. Put that off there. Make sure not to cut your fingers because it's very easy to do that. Now we're gonna take it about halfway. You don't want to do it all the way because we're going to add more stuff. You can smell it already. Okay, now we're adding our garbanzo beans, which are warmed. And we're also going to throw in our onions. And these onions are from the Green City Market as well. I love cooking with onion. It really brings a lot of flavor to the dish too. And then we also have our peeled garlic, our garlic cloves, also from the market. And we're going to do this again. Pulse our foods. I like it pretty thick, but whatever you guys want for yours, you can either mix it up really well and make it smooth, or you can keep it thick. You can take out your razor so that doesn't get in the way there. So I moved the processor to the side after I scooped all my stuff up, and you can see how green it is, and it smells amazing. So beautiful, you'd think that's why there's tears in my eyes, but it's because of the onions. Okay, so now we're gonna take our gluten-free buckwheat flour, which is a lot better for you than normal white flour. And so we're gonna take a tablespoon of this. Okay. And add that. Take our extra virgin olive oil. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of this. Okay. Side as well. And then we're going to do a teaspoon of our ground cumin here. All these spices smell so good. Oh, I got all over the place. Okay. You know what they say, cooking is messy. I don't know if they say that, but hey, that will be my phrase. Cooking is messy. We're gonna do a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. And now we're gonna do a pinch of salt, or a press of salt. I'm gonna mix this. Mix it all together. You're gonna take your cooking sheet and you're gonna put parchment paper on it. We're gonna make this into a couple of balls and put them on here. You don't want to make them too big, but kind of into an almond shape. Like that. Now we're going to put our falafel in the oven. Okay, and setting them for about 15 minutes. While that's being done, we're gonna start our yogurt sauce. Cup of plain yogurt. Parsley, but first you have to chop it. We're going to put that in. Mix it around. Up. And then now we're going to cut our lemon in half. Okay, now we're going to add half teaspoon ground cumin to our yogurt sauce. Now we're going to move on to our salad, which I already have the baby kale in our bowl here. And this is from Growing Home, which is a local farm, and we got it at Green City Market. The people there were wonderful. They were so funny and really animated, so it was great talking to them. So now we're gonna add our onion, also from the farmer's market. Just throw it on in there. We chopped it pretty finely. This recipe calls for quite a bit of onion, so don't be afraid to load it on it. Okay, now we're gonna move on to our avocado. So for this, you're gonna cut all the way around. And then once you're done with that, you're gonna turn it like so. And there you go. And then you're gonna take out your pit of the avocado. We're gonna cut it like that again. And then we're gonna flip it. And push that out like that. Now we're gonna add our cooked garbanzo beans in. Also gonna add a teaspoon of paprika. As well as a teaspoon of our honey here. Our Dunnick maple syrup, which is from the Green City Farmers Market. And we're gonna mix this all together. This is all mixed up. We're gonna transfer it into a nicer bowl. So let's take this. And that's our salad. We're ready to pull our falafel out now. They have browned. Just gonna take these. Look how pretty they are. We're gonna set it over here. And I'm gonna do one plate to show you how it's gonna look. Our salad, our yogurt dressing, and our falafel. I'm gonna end up making 4 for my family because we just love Mediterranean food because that's where we come from. So, I'm gonna do some salad here. There we go. And I'm going to do 2 of these falafel. Put some yogurt dressing on the top here. Spread it across. And add a bit of paprika for some color. And that is our finished meal. Thank you for joining us on Local Meets Local. Hi, I'm Marcel, and welcome to Local Meets Local. Today we are going to make lemongrass spring rolls. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is take your lemongrass. And to cut this, we're going to first take off the end because that part is not important. It's kind of tough because when it's fresh, it's very hard, but That's the way it's supposed to be. So because the grain is going up and down, you're gonna want to chop pretty thin. Okay. Okay, and then when you get to that part, you want to stop chopping because it's not as red as the beginning, and the ripest part is at the beginning. And you only want about one stalk because it has a lot of flavor. Okay, so now we're gonna do our lime, and you have to roll it at the beginning to make sure it's good. And it's quite ripe, so that's good. And now we're going to take our knife, chop it in half, making sure you do not cut your fingers. Okay. Now we're going to take this, and in our bowl here, we're going to squeeze the juice. Making sure you cover a lot of area because the marinade is going to be all in here. And for a tip, you want to squeeze both ends, like constantly changing, because otherwise you're not going to get all the juice in there. Just put it in your sink. And then now onto the second one. Okay, now we're going to take 2 tablespoons of our soy sauce. Okay, we're going to take 1. And 2. Soy sauce brings a lot of flavor to your meal, so you don't want to put too much of it in. And now we're going to put in our maple syrup. And this is actually from the Green City Market in Chicago. So the peanuts are almost done, but before we add that to our dressing, we're going to go back to our tofu to marinate it. Which this is yellow tofu from Phoenix Bean, which is also in Chicago. They're very good, and I got to talk to the people that make them, and it's made daily. And they were so sweet, and honestly, like you can do so much with tofu, and many people use it because of how much you can do with it, and that it absorbs everything around it. So it's great to work with. Also for non-meat lovers. So you want to chop it thin because we're going to be putting this in our mix, in our spring rolls. So you're going to do it once, and then you're going to chop down the middle. Depending how thick your tofu is, it really depends. Okay, that was pretty good, but we'll get past it. So we're gonna put that in there. You want to put the like the whitish side down so it can absorb the liquid. You can really decide how much tofu you want based on how many rolls you're gonna make. I'm not gonna make too many, so really, I don't need too much tofu. I'm gonna do one more, just to be safe, you know? Better safe than sorry. Do more than you think you're gonna need. Because it will be too late to go back. Turn on. Okay. It's like just enough room here. Okay, so we'll let that sit. You want to let it sit for at least 15 minutes. The more the better. Now we are going to go to our rice wraps, preparing those. You want to have a little bit of water, but well, not too much because you don't want them to be soaked. Preferably warm water. You're going to take the rice wrap. You can get rice wraps a lot of places. This is just from the store because a lot of the time they don't grow rice wraps and sell them at farmers market. So that's what they look like. It doesn't really look like food, but our rice paper is done. We're just gonna put one. They're very like silky when they're finished. It's like a jellyfish. Now we're gonna cut our cucumber, which is seasonal at the moment, and you can just like tell that it hasn't been sitting in a truck the whole day, and it's just so fresh. Okay, for this, we're gonna cut very thin slices because it is gonna go in our wraps. You can just cut off the ends. Okay. That one was bad. I'll cut that out. We're gonna take our ingredients and add them to our rolls. We're gonna rip this in half. You don't really want the stem in there too much. So add 2 slices of lettuce, or like a slice of lettuce, but half it, like that. And then we're going to take 2 sprigs of mint, just a pinch of your sprouts. And maybe 3 small leaves of cilantro. Okay, and then we're going to take 2 thinly sliced cucumbers, spread them out, and now we're going to take the best part, our tofu. Make sure that's great. We can cut that in half. And add that. And I'll make the rest of these later. Kind of swirl this around. Get a load of peanuts in there. these. So to roll pretty much what you think, you're just going to take one side and bring it over the top. These are kind of together here. Okay, so you're going to take the other side, bring it over, then this side, fold up. It's kind of like a dumpling looking thing. And the other side. Then take this and turn it over, and that's your roll. Gotten a little bit better at making them. And they are absolutely amazing, except if it wasn't spring, if it was summer, you could add like carrots, mango, coconut, something to give it a little bit more of a fruity vibe. But because we're doing local food during this time, they don't really grow those types of food. They don't grow coconuts anyway. But whenever you have your, either way, it's great. So this is our finished meal. We can add something to spice it up here, some mint, and that's what it looks like.
Go.
Welcome to Locale Meets Local. Today we're going to be making a chopped salad with quinoa, apples, and sweet potatoes. So the first thing you're going to do is take your quinoa, and I put about 2 cups of water in my pot here with some olive oil. And I'm going to take 1 cup of my white quinoa. Some of it got in there, so I'll just do it. And I'm going to pour it in. This over here. And then you're going to take this and put it on your stove. And you're going to want to bring it to a boil at first, but then as soon as it starts to boil, take the lid off so it doesn't boil over. And we're going to cook that for about 15 minutes. So now, before we peel it and cut our potatoes, we're going to set our oven to 400 degrees. Okay. And this has started to boil, so we're going to take off our lid and take a spoon. Stir it around a little bit. Okay. And now we're going to start peeling our potatoes, which is from the local Andersonville Farmers Market that we went to yesterday. So you're just going to take your potato, this is sweet potato, I didn't say that already, and you're going to take your peeler and go from the top and make downward motions, peeling the skin off the potato. Our quinoa is looking really good. It's almost done. You can put it on a medium heat when it starts to lose the water and boil off. We'll only give it a couple more minutes before it's done. So we're going to cut off the ends of our potatoes first so that we don't get that nasty part. And then we're going to cut lengthwise first. So have a clean cut down the middle. And then do the same for this part. Wow, this is a nice, beautiful beautiful orange here. That's when you know it's a quality sweet potato. Extremely orange in the inside. Okay. And then we're going to take these and cut them, making them into kind of cute. And then I'm just going to repeat this for all of the other pieces. Now that our farm fresh sweet potatoes have been all cut up, I'm going to drizzle the olive oil onto our cooking sheet. Okay. Then you're going to take your sweet potatoes. Put them all on the baking sheet. You don't have to worry about spreading them out too much, because unlike when you bake baked goods, they don't rise or spread out. So you can pretty much put them right on top of each other if you wanted to. Don't do that, but you know, you could. Okay, so now we're gonna take our sweet potatoes and put them in our oven, which has been preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. And we're going to cook that for about 25 minutes. We're gonna take this quinoa nice and fluffy. This is our organic white quinoa. Very different taste than red quinoa. Okay, so that's that. Ooh, so yummy. Put that to the side. Now that our sweet potatoes are lovely baking in the oven, we are going to add our other delicious and delectable ingredients to our bowl of kale from our previous trip to the Green City Market. And so we have some parsley, which is from the Andersonville Market this weekend. And we're just going to put that in there. Save a couple pieces to put on top so that it looks pretty. We're going to mix that up. And then now we're going to add our onions, which was from the Green City Farmers Market in Lincoln Park. We're also going to add our quinoa, which we fluffed and cooked. You don't have to add, this is a lot of quinoa. You don't have to add this. You know, it is a quinoa salad. Okay, we are going to cut our apple so that I don't have to deal with seeds, and we slice them into fourths like this, and we're just going to take it and cut down first, and then line them up and go this way and cut across like so. And then you have nice little apple slices, like this. Okay, and I'm just going to continue to do this for the rest of my apples. So now that we have cut all our apples, we're going to take them and put them in our beautiful salad, just like so. We are going to start on our dressing because the sweet potatoes aren't quite done yet. And we're going to take organic apple cider vinegar. And we're going to have a 1/4 cup of that. So we'll take this. Really gives it an appley taste, so we're going to pour that in. And then we also have some organic Dijon mustard that we're going to use. Make sure you shake it up before you use it. And we're going to squirt this. And we're going to do a teaspoon. Okay. Kind of scoop that in there. Make sure you mix it around. Okay. And then we're going to take a 1/3 cup of your olive oil and pour that in. And stir that around once again. And that's going to make a nice sort of vinaigrette dressing for our wonderful salad. So now our sweet potatoes are browned and they are finished, so we're going to take them out of the oven. Making sure not to burn your hands. And we'll bring them over our... Now that our sweet potato has cooled, we're going to take 2 spoons and use them to put the sweet potato in our healthy, local, sustainable salad. These look great. And you can just see how they have natural juice in them. And then now to improve the flavor a little bit, we're just gonna put some of our salt and pepper in here. Just a couple clicks. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit in this bowl here to show you what a serving should look like. Get some of our good stuff on top here. Okay. And then we're gonna take our dressing, which we're gonna pour into this little pitcher here, so that when we're ready to serve, we can just pour it in. And I'm gonna lightly drizzle this on top of my salad there. So this is our finished salad, and thank you for joining us today on Locale Meets Local. Hi, I'm Marcel, and welcome to Locale Meets Local, and today we are going to make prosciutto wrapped asparagus. So the first thing we're going to do is take our prosciutto here from Hoffer's Meats, which is in Winnetka, and they are sustainable and they make all their meats in-house. So here we have our prosciutto. We're going to bring this over here. We're going to take our prosciutto, put it out here, and we're going to cut this in half. It's very thinly sliced, so it's not very hard to do. Separate those. Bring them down to the end of our board. And then here we'll take finished cutting our prosciutto, we're gonna go and turn on our oven. We're gonna preheat this to 400. And then we're gonna come back and start putting our herb cream cheese, which is just, we made it at home. It's a mix of fresh herbs and organic cream cheese. And we're just gonna put that on our prosciutto here. Just wanna get a nice little blob and spread it out throughout the middle of your prosciutto. I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of these here. Okay, so now we're going to roll our asparagus in our prosciutto. So I took 3 of our asparagus, and you're going to put them in lengthwise at the end. And roll them in your prosciutto, like so. And that's what it's gonna look like. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of our
Go.
Okay, now we're gonna spray our tin foil with some olive oil. And to make sure none of our olive oil or lemon or pepper or anything rolls off our tray, we edged the tin foil. So we're just gonna spray that really fast. Okay. Put that to the side. And now we're gonna place our asparagus on. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. And now we are going to put our olive oil and lemon and everything else on top. So we're going to cut our lemon. And you only need half of it. So I'm going to take half. Squeeze it over our asparagus. Okay, that should be good. We need to get it on every one. Okay. And now we're going to drizzle our olive oil. Okay, and now we're going to take our fresh ground pepper, put that on top. Okay, and our Giada's sea salt. Just take a pinch of that. You don't need a lot of this. You are ready to pop them in the oven, which again was preheated to 400 degrees. So we're going to open that, pop those in, and they should cook for about 15 minutes. Ready?
Go.
Okay, so I finished putting the herb cream cheese. So they look about done, so I'm just gonna turn off my oven and take them out, and that was exactly 15 minutes. They smell so good. There might not be a lot of fresh foods during the springtime, but you can always count on asparagus. Yum. So this dish is really great because not only does it have fresh greens in it, but it also has your meat and your dairy. So it's really a balance of wonderful things. Here we have all our prosciutto wrapped happiness asparagus things. Wraps rolls. Okay, they look wonderful and they smell great too, and I bet they're gonna taste even better. So that's what we have. Thank you for watching. Throughout this documentary, I hope you have learned more about locally grown and sustainable foods. I know I have. It is important to use the resources we are provided with in our own backyard. Ultimately, that's why they're there. It is important to refrain from importing anything that is not essential. It is harmful to the earth and to one's body to be consuming unsustainable foods that have traveled thousands of miles so that all one would have to do is lift the fork to their mouth. Healthy lives are achieved through eating responsibly, choosing the right foods for the benefit of yourself and the world. The meal options included in this documentary are just 4 of the thousands of sustainable options consisting of vegetables, fruit, meat, dairy, and other locally sourced foods. An excellent strategy for living a long, healthy life is by eating local and locale. That's not the reason why there's tears in my eyes. That's because there's avocado. God, start over. Oh, I got it. Stop it. We need some cumin too. Ooh. Gonna lose it in the salad. Middle shell thingy. I don't know what these are called. The middle. The pit. Oh, wait. Now we're gonna take our cilantro. We're redoing that because I didn't know if it was cilantro or not. Okay. Ready? Our quinoa. Ooh, steam it. Okay. Very white. But they are actually yellow onions. Okay. So we're gonna do apple. We're gonna do apple cubes. Like this. Sizzling. Dip it like side by side, just okay. This is me. Are organic and they're from the Andersonville Farmers Market.